Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KPW War Zone. It is I, Tapey Styles, calling the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. And tonight, we have an action-packed card to bring to you, as Tape will be working double duty here tonight, as he starts off tonight's edition of Warzone in a heated singles bout against the War Machine, Slarty. Also in singles action later on tonight, we'll be seeing K-Dog as he continues the open challenge ahead of Fever Pitch, our next monthly special event, December 29th, 9/8 Central, the final Sunday of the year, and the 10th monthly special event of Kumite Professional Wrestling. Also on the card here tonight, Corey Sinclair goes one-on-one against the blue chipper Bam Dardino. And as aforementioned before, the KPW Tag Team Championship Contenders match, Tate working double duty as he goes up against the Influence, Headband Tommy Tanks, and Big Bernard, with the aid of a certain champion, the KPW Twitch champion, the 6'8", 300-pound misfit, Bob. But let's not fret any longer. Let's get right into the action as Tape goes one-on-one against Slarty. And what the hell is this? Cameramen were just right there on the scene here. It appears that Nick Flawless is jumping Tape before the bell even rings, before he even gets to the gorilla position. And the carnage is already spilling into the locker rooms here tonight. As Tape in a compromised position, perhaps caught with his pants down here tonight. As Nick Flawless, the #1 contender to the KPW Twitch Championship, zeroes in on Bob ahead of their bout, their score to settle it all. 13 nights from tonight, KPW Fever Pitch. Nick Flawless with some cool intentions at hand here. Pile driver through the tables! And you gotta give Tape some credit where credit's due. He's trying his absolute best to work with the card that he's been dealt with here tonight. In one fell swoop, Nick Flawless has absolutely, positively jeopardized any chances of Bob and Tape advancing to the KPW Tag Team Championship bout. As Nick just continues this assault here in the locker room. The door is locked behind there. The security guards can't get through to break this fight up. A pile driver onto the steel chair. And now Nick is just gouging out the eyes of Tape here. He wants to make no mistake about it. He wants to make sure that all of his attacks here, all of his covers are tracked here. And Tape is just absolutely defenseless. But Nick Flawless just isn't done. We can hear the commotion on the outside of the locker room here. The security guards doing everything in their power to try and bust that door down. Nick Flawless must have fastened it quite securely in that time. Prescription bottle on the chair.
Knockout. Get him the hell out of here for the night. You proved your point, Nick. Tape was supposed to wrestle in 2 matches here tonight, but he'll be a lucky man if he can even make it to the main event match later on tonight. The KPW Tag Team Championship Contenders match is in jeopardy thanks to one Nick Flawless. But Slarty is left without an opponent. Get somebody cleared and suitable for him to fight ASAP. Absolutely ridiculous and unacceptable behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, back to you in the booth.
Now, Roger could have put that any clearer cut than that. As a former KPW Twitch champion, the 2-time KPW Twitch champion marches on to ringside here for tonight's opening bout. The War Machine, Slarty. Marching to the beat of his own drum. Marching with total intent, and it looks like we have a suitable replacement. The Scrapyard Saint Solo. Stepping in on behalf of Tape here tonight, and in the opening bout of Warzone. Solo and Slarty have unfinished business to attend to. It was, of course, the First Nation that spoiled that comeback tour for Solo just 6 weeks ago. Crazy to think how fast time flies here in KPW. You blink and you miss it. Solo challenging Slarty to get out of the ring, meet him on the outside. The Scrapyard Saint wants the one and only Slarty to scrap here tonight. Big overhead club to the chest of Solo. Action spilling to the outside. And these two are just gonna absolutely slug it out here tonight in the packed, sold out Kumite Forum here. I'm just still stunned after the assault that Nick Flawless laid down. Greek Machismo. And speaking of assault, Slarty's just continuing his here tonight on Solo. That released German suplex. Slarty was looking for a forearm strike, but Solo was able to counter into a reverse armbar. Collar and elbow tie up from the Scrapyard Saint. Arm wrench following up with a hook kick from Solo. Slarty looking to lock in a lion tamer, but Solo's right there at the ropes. Slarty's been doing a bit of heavy lifting as of lately for the First Nation. Sigma Shuko, of course, the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. He'll be advancing to Fever Pitch in less than 2 weeks to take on the Viceroy Jedi in the main event for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship. An opportunity that Sigma Shuko earned after submitting K-Dog, Popo, and of course his own tag team partner, the other half of the First Nation, the War Machine, Slarty. Earlier on in the month. Slarty with those rapid fire chops. Trying to smack the breath right out of Solo. You can see Slarty trying to loosen up those rotator cuffs. Loosen up all those nerve endings and joints. Make it easier for him to connect with the silencer, that patented standing lariat. Those 22-inch biceps. And speaking of the silencer, there it is! But I don't think Slarty's done. Slarty came here for a fight. And we saw it last week to close out War Zone, the standoff between Shuko and Jedi, where it appeared that Jedi was about to make a move on the Mastermind, but they don't call Sigma Shuko the Mastermind for no good reason. Backup was very much on the way. Slarty was able to intervene, and for the first time ever, it appeared that we saw Jedi back down from a fight. Release German on the outside. Slarty's digging and rummaging through the personal belongings of the Kumite faithful in the first several rows. Anything to broaden the gap of disparity here between Slarty and Solo here in our opening bout. Solo making it back into the ring. 17 count. Just able to break things up in time. Overhead strike by Solo. Shin kick from Solo. The action spills onto the apron here. Solo trying to outmaneuver Slarty. Slarty with those padded elbows. Cannonball from the top rope to the floor. And Slarty's just been consistently ahead of Solo in tonight's bout. Slarty, of course, a seasoned veteran inside the squared circle. Silencer on the outside! Solo is incapacitated. Slarty just picking him up and dumping him underneath the bottom rope. Lateral press, and that is all she wrote. What a dominant display here in our opening bout here tonight. Transitioning from one-sided beatdown to the next. Tape potentially taken out of action here tonight. Putting our main event in jeopardy, the KPW Tag Team Championship Contenders match. We might just be seeing this opportunity be handed over to the likes of Big Bernard and Tommy Tanks, the Influence, as the winner of tonight's main event gears to go up against the Boise Boys at Fever Pitch. And speaking of Fever Pitch, you can't talk about the monthly special without the main eventer, the star attraction, the KPW World Heavyweight Champion, the Viceroy Jedi, intercepting Slarty up at the ramp here. And it appears that he has a live microphone.
Slarty, I'm glad that I could run in. Shut your damn mouths. I'm glad that I ran into you when I did, because we've had all week to digest what went down between me and you. I respect what you've done here in KPW. Take no prisoners, destroying everything that stands between you and your goal. It's that drive that made you a 2-time Twitch champion. But do you really want to carry around Shuko's jock strap for the rest of your career? You earned all of this. You beat his ass back in the Golden Gauntlet, but you're gonna stand there and be okay with him finding yet another way to finish ahead of you? That man doesn't deserve the champ's respect. He doesn't deserve my attention. And I'd rather dedicate my attention to a more worthy challenger.
It's easy to dismiss Shuko when you're standing face to face with the man that wouldn't think twice about beating you senseless. I earned everything that came to me here in KPW, but Shuko earned that match against you at fever pitch. And don't worry. If by some miracle you walk out of 2024 as champion, if by some miracle you beat Shuko on the 29th, you're gonna have to pull every goddamn stop to make sure I don't take that title and bring it home to the First Nation. I knew you were gonna try and get a lead on the championship match, and like my partner said, you can't run it all and expect it to be a one-man job. You don't even know if Shuko is in the building tonight, but I'd stay very sharp if I were you, Jedi. Blink one time and I will reach out, grab you by the neck, and show you who really runs things around here.
And Slarty just cut into brass tacks here against the world champion. He's ready to
Easy now,
put up
big
another
cat.
fight.
I'm not walking out here to pick a fight with you, even though we both know exactly how it would go.
Yeah, it would go like this. I'd kick your ass all across this Kumite forum just like Ding did. But there's no ocean to drop me into, dickhead. You just have to live with me being the better man.
Slarty makes a hell of a point there. We haven't seen Ding ever since he defeated Jedi 6 nights before Madhouse, all the way back in October. Jedi still hasn't been able to clear his name from that.
I said calm down, damn it. I'm not here to fight you tonight. I'm here to strike a deal with you. You want a shot against me for the KPW World Heavyweight Championship?
Striking a deal?
Next week, I know that Shuko has a match against the man you just pulverized in that ring. I know you can beat Solo. But can your First Nation partner get the job done? I don't think he can, and you are going to make sure he can't do it. I know that's a hell of a deal to consider, but I don't have time to hear your answer right now. Just do it when that bell rings. I'll be seeing you next week on War Zone.
And Jedi laying down the law there for Slarty. He knows what Slarty wants at the end of the day. Jedi trying to get ahead of the curve here, negotiating with the War Machine, Slarty. Straight up offering him, if you want a shot at this World Heavyweight Championship, you gotta take out your own damn partner. You gotta make sure that he doesn't win next week. We know that Slarty has wanted to take advantage of a perfect situation. Is he willing to step over his tag team partner for championship gold? Jedi is just more than willing to put Slarty's loyalty to the test. But speaking of being put to the test, coming up next, the blue chipper Bam Dardino aims to make an impact in the KPW hardcore division by making a name for himself at the expense of one Corey Sinclair. Bam Dardino's had quite a tumultuous ride in KPW throughout 2024. Blue Chipper started off quite hot here in KPW all the way back in the spring, earning a world heavyweight title shot against the inaugural world champion Oliver English. That, of course, went the distance of 40-minute submission match. And Bam's just been absolutely desperate to get some sort of championship gold here in KPW. But the man he's going up against, the man he's squabbling up against, has his own share of experience as a champion here in KPW. A former Twitch champion in Corey Sinclair. Corey's become a lot more disciplined over the months. He's been a lot more focused, a lot more driven. He wasn't the luckiest of men in the Golden Gauntlet over the course of the fall. Managing to score 3 points in the B block. Bam Dardino, on the flip side, didn't even make it to the Golden Gauntlet. Leg lariat from Bam Dardino. Big headbutt from Corey Sinclair. Corey Sinclair has been looking for his chances at championship gold for quite some time now, too. The shortest reigning KPW Twitch champion in history, holding on to that belt for 8 days, but he made the most out of those 8 days. It's not always about how long you can hold on to the belt for. It's what you do while you have the belt around your waist. Corey Sinclair, as the KPW Twitch champion, was able to overcome Slarty, a man that was just emerged victorious here tonight on Warzone. Inside of a steel cage at Summer Spark, went the distance against the then world heavyweight champion Ding, before ultimately losing the championship to Popcorn Poppy. Texas Cloverleaf from Bam Dardino, and Corey reaches the ropes. And Dardino's got an early advantage here. Corey Sinclair is well aware of this. Irish whip reversal. Waistlock tie up here. Bam Dardino elbows his way out of danger here. Bam retreating back to the Texas Cloverleaf. And Corey reaches the ropes. Brainbuster from Corey Sinclair. Transitioning into a dragon sleeper. And Dardino being able to duck the super kick attempt from Corey Sinclair. Corey Sinclair already favoring that left leg from all those Texas Cloverleaf attempts that Bam Dardino was able to cinch in. Boston Crab from Corey Sinclair. He wants to dish out the same kind of medicine that Bam Dardino is trying to serve him here tonight. Leapfrog. Cross body here. Suplex by the books from Bam Dardino. The blue chipper. He's come such a long way from that first night that we saw him here in KPW when he went one-on-one against Jim Ross. A result that was considered a massive upset at the time. But it's been quite clear since then that Bam Dardino's been on the upward trajectory compared to his opponent that night. And he wants to continue that upward trajectory against Corey Sinclair here on Warzone. Another brain buster from Corey. Big shots to the chest. Arm elbow tie up. It looked like Corey Sinclair was gonna go for some sort of pile driver there, but Bam Dardino overpowered him. Big headbutt from Corey. Boston Crab locking it in. Is Bam gonna tap before he reaches the ropes? And no, he doesn't. He overpowered Corey. Step up, spinning heel kick. And Corey's just targeting that lower back region of Bam Dardino. Handspring back elbow there. Super kick from Corey. Our arisen referee slap thigh Jones. Calling the action right down the middle. Corey Sinclair catching Bam Dardino's overhead strike into a headbutt. Bam Dardino in danger here. In perfect position for the oil spill. Hooking the leg. This could be it. And Bam kicked out. Bam Dardino just won't quit here tonight. Corey trying to subdue Bam Dardino with that sleeper hold, lateral press, and that was all it took. Corey has knocked out the blue chipper here on Warzone. As Corey Sinclair was able to cinch in that sleeper hold quick and fast with that lightning quick speed that Corey Sinclair has been renowned for ever since he made his splash into KPW. We thought that Bam Dardino was gonna kick into second gear here tonight. We thought that he had a lot left in the tank after that oil spill, after kicking out of one of Corey Sinclair's patented special maneuvers, that electric chair drop. But Corey was just at the right place at the right time. He was able to subdue the blue chipper. He was able to put him to sleep and put him out to pasture here in front of the sold-out Kumite Forum. Congratulations to Corey Sinclair. I understand that coming up next, we've received a pre-recorded message, it seems, from the Giant Killer, self-proclaimed Giant Killer, a former KPW Twitch champion in his own right, live from the Pronghorn Ranch. A man that many consider a victim. Not quite in any circumstances that we've been used to here at KPW. Not in the physical sense, although that was definitely a part of it last week. But in the psychological sense, after what we heard and what Pierre Cinema displayed for the world to see and really to hear. The Sauce just completely emasculated in front of the Kumite faithful. And we're hoping to get some words from the Sauce via satellite.
Finally, the Sauce has come back. Home, peace, quiet, and farmhands to shoot trespassers on sight. The Sauce is back in his humble abode. The smell of pig shit and horse piss is in the air, but that isn't much different compared to the toothless hacks that pay to see me every week anyways. And speaking of pig shit, the Sauce wants to address you personally, Pierre. You just seem to wreak havoc and ruin the livelihoods of anybody that comes in contact with you. You keyword, had, a friend in Bamdardino. You think he's ever gonna get the money back from gifting that exotic car to you? You don't care. You went 30 minutes against the world champ and choked on the chance to win. So what do? You come into the division the Sauce started on day one and decide to swipe it like it's some kind of trinket, another ornament to hang on your tree. But here's the thing about trees, you dumb son of a bitch. When you get close enough to the mountain top like the Sauce has, trees don't grow up there. They choke on the lack of oxygen being distributed through the air, and when we meet at fever pitch, you're going to choke once again, Pierre. But before the Sauce turns this camera off, let me remind you of one last thing, since you seem a bit driven to bury the people's strudel in the dirt. The Sauce doesn't forget about things like what happened last week. The Sauce didn't forget about you going rogue at Madhouse.
Going rogue?
And the Sauce isn't going to let you forget about this man's face. He won't mind me beating your candy ass at fever pitch on the 29th. But since you don't have any friends in that locker room whatsoever, you'll be reaping what you sowed onto both of us on the 30th. Merry Christmas, Jabroni.
What the hell did the Sauce mean about going rogue? Rogue at Madhouse? Is there something that the Sauce knows that we don't? Is the Sauce accusing Pierre Cinema of taking out the dinger? K-Dog marching his way down the ringside here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls watching around the world, the Pit Bull welcomes you here to the Dog Pound. This is our home. This is our microphone. And we're gonna go doggy style on this whole damn company. We put the word out for anybody to step up to me inside this ring. The board of directors have thrown your boy a bone for fever pitch. I'm gonna get a match against somebody that KPW has never seen before. And I'm gonna be the first man to tell the world that I'm excited to see who I'm gonna square up with. But that's 13 days away. Who wants a fight against the K-Dog tonight? Who wants to lock up against the K-Dog? In the Dog Pound.
K-Dog's not waiting for fever pitch. He wants the open challenge here. And he's getting one hell of an answer here tonight. The former KPW Hardcore Champion, the Count Cracula is back. I can't believe he's still under contract. The human wellness violation. Count Cracula answering the open challenge here tonight on Warzone. You saw it. You saw last week K-Dog going back to back on Warzone, securing 2 victories for himself after a long losing streak. And it looks like K-Dog's a bit awestruck here. The Pitbull just taken aback by the mere sight, the mere presence of the count. And the count looking in fantastic shape here. Whether or not that was all natural, that's truly something that's up for debate here. K-Dog going back to back against Bam Dardino and Oliver English on the same night. We're gonna go for a third victory in a row here tonight. Underhook belly to belly suplex from Count Cracula, raking the eyes of K-Dog as the Count just seethes in jealousy, constantly having to work with just one good eye here. As Count Cracula aims to work down the legs of K-Dog, a consistent strategy from his opponents over the course of the past several weeks. Count Cracula looking for an opening headlock takeover, laying in the cuffs, mounting an assault on the Pitbull. Roundhouse kick caught into an ankle lock. Slap Thigh Jones ready to call a submission victory for the count if needed. K-Dog trying to keep a steady amount of distance here from Count Cracula. Eye rake once again from the count. A-Dog's just trying to use those long legs to his advantage here. Snap suplex. Trying to stay out of the count's reach here. The count going up top here. Diving headbutt. Catching K-Dog right in the family jewels there. And I think the adrenaline is just helping him power through that. Either that or he decided to bring a cup to work today. Three back-to-back drop kicks from K-Dog. Roundhouse kick to create a bit of space. Knee lift from the Pitbull. Cannonball from the top rope. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we are strapped in to a star-studded edition of KPW War Zone. Earlier tonight, we saw Slarty, the War Machine, emerge victorious over Solo, a stand-in for Tape after he was assaulted backstage by Nick Flawless. A couple minutes ago, we saw Corey Sinclair best Bam Dardino in singles action. And still to come later on tonight, if Tape is able to get cleared for tag team action, the Influence take on Bob and Tape. The winner of that bout advances to Fever Pitch in 13 days. The final monthly special event of the year, as one of those two teams will advance to face the Boise Boys, David Rush, Hollywood Hannon, for the KPW Tag Team Championships. Drop toe hold by the count. The count going to the second rope. Dropping an elbow onto the neck of K-Dog. K-Dog trying to stay persistent, trying to stay vigilant here tonight. He can't get too ahead of himself here. Moments like this where a man like Count Cracula could capitalize. K-Dog looking for a pump handle slam, and he gets it. Hook in the leg. Cover. And the count kicks out. Guillotine drop, draping Count Cracula's neck over the top rope. Another cannonball splash from K-Dog. And the Pitbull's looking to put this all away. Irish whip it to the ropes. Using Count Cracula's momentum against him. Perfect positioning for the Riz Crusher. And the count got back up. K-Dog is just petrified. He had to take a massive step back. He didn't know what the hell to do after that. Count Cracula, fueled by adrenaline that may or may not be allowed by any kind of medical staff here in KPW. Allegedly powered by Schedule 1 and or 2 substances. K-Dog picking up the count, going up top. Fisherman Buster from the top rope, lateral press. And the count kicks out once again. K-Dog pleading with the ref. That was 3. He can't believe that the count was able to get right back up after that Riz Crusher. Rolling clothesline from K-Dog. He just wants to put this match behind him. He just wants to put this all to bed here. Forearm strike to the back of K-Dog. Diving headbutt right into the liver of the Pitbull. There's got to be some internal bleeding going on with the Pitbull. Just an imbalance within the body of K-Dog here as these minutes continue to add up to the detriment of both of these competitors here. Another diving headbutt from the count. Quick jab from K-Dog, sending the count off of his feet. The count was closing in on K-Dog there for a second. Walking with intent, walking with purpose. He was more than prepared to set up K-Dog for that lifting DDT. A maneuver that the count calls a dime bag drop. And speaking of drop, K-Dog attempted to drop down after that Irish whip, but the count was able to pump the brakes there. Irish whip reversal from the count. K-Dog holding onto the ropes. K-Dog draping the count's neck over the top rope once again. And K-Dog's ready to put this match to bed here. Suplex to the outside. K-Dog looking to capitalize here. Diving splash down to the floor.
5, 6, 7.
K-Dog ramming the Count's face into that guardrail. Another pump handle drop.
11, 12, 13.
K-Dog dragging the Count back in underneath the bottom rope. I think now K-Dog is ready to put this to bed, setting up the Count as far away from the ropes as possible. A brilliant play there from the pit bull. K-Dog having a moment of hesitation there, but he manages to get the victory nonetheless. After a second devastating, spine compressing Riz Crusher. As we see here in the replay, K-Dog takes a moment to hesitate. A risky play against any competitor inside the squared circle for sure. Especially a competitor with the likes of the Count. K-Dog a bit intimidated, a bit shaken up after that singles bout here tonight. Taking the moment to make sure that the Count wasn't going to get back up, and then just throwing all of his dead weight over his opponent here to secure the victory. Congratulations to the Pitbull on another victory as the open challenge continues. K-Dog already mounted to the crowd next week. He's more than prepared to take the fight to the entire locker room ahead of Fever Pitch. Who knows who he has in store for him on the 29th. But as we gear up, it's main event time for the KPW Tag Team Championship Contendership. The Influence, Big Bernard, Headband Tommy Tanks, hoping to capitalize on this golden opportunity and become two-time KPW Tag Team Champions. And it looks like we might have a match at some... We might have a match here tonight. They're still allowed to make their way down to ringside here. The Brute, the 300-pound plus woolly mammoth. Big Bernard clearing the way for the Dark Horse. Tommy Tanks, Headband Tommy Tanks. As their dynamic has paved the way to tag team gold once before. And if you could do it once, you could certainly do it twice. That's the mentality that they're walking in with. But leading the charge here, or perhaps by himself here, Bob might be the craziest man across that entire locker room. He might try to take both of these members of the Influence on in a handicap match to secure the tag team championships for himself, to make himself the first ever double champion here in KPW. Bob is ruthless. He has no care in the world for anybody else. No, don't tell me that he's here. Don't tell me that he got cleared. And Tape making his way down the ramp here. Looking a bit worse for wear after that assault earlier in the night from Nick Flawless. Trying to force the hand of the 300+ pound misfit Bob. Main event tag team action here tonight on Warzone. Both big men, Bob and Big Bernard, starting the match off for their respective teams. The influence in the blue apparel, Bob and Tape, color coordinated in red. As Bob is able to force Big Bernard out of the ring. Bob and Tape with the early advantage. Tape throwing himself right into the heat of the action here. Really prioritizing the tag team here first and foremost. Disregarding his own health to be there for his tag team partner, win, lose, or draw. Tommy Tank's taking the fight right to Bob here. Headlock takeover by Tommy Tanks. Scoop slam from Bob. Tag made to Tape. Not exactly a fresh man after what we saw earlier on tonight. Being pile driven through 2 tables. Pile driver onto a steel chair. Prescription bottle onto a steel chair. It's a miracle that this man's even walking here tonight. But he looks to Bob as if he's family. He prioritizes the team over himself, over his own personal health and well-being. The influence, of course, hoping to capitalize on this. As Tape might be the anchor for his team here tonight. Big chop to the chest of Tommy Tanks. Exchange of chops here, exchange of blows from headband to Tape. Running bulldog from Tommy Tanks. Irish whip reversal. Bit of miscommunication between Bob and Tape. Bob taking his sweet time to return to this corner of the ring. Grabbing onto the tag rope. Tag made to Big Bernard. Big roundhouse kick from Tape to the collarbone of Big Bernard. Just really showcasing that size disparity. The reach, the height, the weight advantage that Big Bernard possesses over Tape. Overhead strike from Big Bernard, that big 300-pound woolly mammoth. As we approach the winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, Big Bernard's probably feeling very, very fortunate that he has a ghillie suit on at all times. Big Bernard pulling Tape off the apron here as the action spills to the outside. Bob and headband throwing down in one corner of the screen. Tape and Big Bernard throwing down in the other side of the screen. Tape and Bob hoping to squeeze out of this bout with a count-out victory here. We know that they're not shy of taking a count-out victory if they need to advance themselves up the totem pole. Tape's sent into the corner, but he slingshots over Big Bernard. Charging and missing into the corner there. Nobody home. Acai moonsault from Tape to Big Bernard. And Big Bernard goes low on Tape. Big Bernard getting a second low blow in mere seconds. Miss Tape. And Bob looked to isolate Headband Tommy Tanks. Bob spearing Headband through the ropes. Big Bernard and Tape, the two legal men. I stand corrected as Headband makes the tag. Spinning back elbows from Tape to Headband. Backing up Headband Tommy Tanks right into his tag team partner. Is Tommy Tanks gonna make the quick tag to conserve his energy? We know the story here with Tape in the past several months that he's been a part of KPW. Started off hot, made it to the finals of the Gold Rush tournament to determine the first ever World Heavyweight Champion all the way back in April. He would, of course, lose in the finals at Fully Loaded against the Monarch Oliver English. And he's just been looking for a place to belong here in KPW. He wants to prove to the world that he still has what it takes. He can still go in between these hollowed ropes. Swinging neck breaker from Bob. Headband Tommy Tanks in a dangerous position here. Bob looking for that panic chokeslam. He calls it the last caress. Cover! And Big Bernard was able to break it up. Big Bernard undoubtedly fresher than Tape is in this bout, able to break up the pin before Tape could even make it to intercept Big Bernard. Bob realizes that he has to do a bit of heavy lifting here. Big spear from Bob to Big Bernard. Scoop slam from Headband Tommy Tanks to Tape. Tape just delivering those knee strikes to the head of Headband Tommy Tanks. Back suplex from Big Bernard to Tape, trying to neutralize things for his tag team partner. Back body drop from Headband to Tape. Big Bernard tagging in. Big forearm strike, sending Tape through the ropes. Tape re-entering the ring. The veteran savvy Tape doing his absolute best to survive here. 50% would be lucky. That'd be graceful when we're talking about what kind of condition Tape's in after that assault earlier tonight. Tag made to Bob, and who could blame him? The KPW Twitch champion ready to throw down. spear from Bob to Big Bernard. Both of these teams, all four of these men hoping to make history here in KPW. If the Influence win this bout, they have the opportunity to become two-time KPW Tag Team Champions. They would be joining an elite and exclusive list of wrestlers from the back. An elite list. An almost non-existent club of individuals that could call themselves multiple-time champions in KPW. But they'd have to dethrone the individuals that set that record in the first place. The Boise Boys, David Rush, Hollywood Hannon.
11, 12,
Bob and Tape, they consider themselves like bloodhounds. As they're bound by family blood. They mutually believe that their mutual bloodline is a curse, but they're hoping to turn that energy, that animosity into a blessing here and make themselves tag team champions. Superplex from Headband Tommy Tanks to Bob. Bob was looking for the tag to Tape, but Headband tosses Bob out of the ring. And the Influence are just double teaming Tape on the outside here. Bob realizes that as much as he would love to see Tape get his ass kicked here tonight on Warzone, he has to intervene and try and save the match for his team here. Bob realizes that this is a win-win predicament for him. If Bob and Tape lose here tonight, Bob realizes that he doesn't have to share championships with a man like Tape. Discus punch from Headband Tommy Tanks. If Bob and Tape win, they become one step closer to becoming tag team champions. Hopefully something that could serve as an olive branch between the two. It would also allow Bob to make history here in KPW, become the first ever double champion. Bob's been able to pull his way throughout the duration of this bout here tonight. This main event KPW Tag Team Championship Contenders bout. Bob is just putting a lot of his faith and wherewithal into Tape, overcoming the odds, pulling off the impossible, and being able to carry his weight and help secure the victory for the two of them. Tape bringing the fight to both members of the Influence. Spinning back elbow from Tape, sending Headband Tommy Tanks crashing into the mat. Headband going low on Tape. Tag made to Bob. Running kitchen sink from Tape to Big Bernard. Sleeper hold locked in from Bob to Headband. Waistlock tie up, Headband with a back suplex of Bob. Headband continuing the attack, going low on Bob there. Bob looking to secure a lateral press pin here. Can Tape break things up for his team? Big Bernard just breaks it up as he was just much closer to the pinfall attempt than Tape was. Bob spearing headband Tommy Tanks out of his boots there. The Misfit, the 300-pound Misfit Bob going up against the woolly mammoth Big Bernard, both legal men. Tape having to return to his corner. Headband Tommy Tanks returning to his respective corner of the ring. Big clothesline from Bob. Bicycle kick on a restrained Bob. Club to the chest. The Influence now taken to the defensive side here, trying to keep Tape away from Bob. Double suplex on the floor to Tape. Big Bernard raking the back of Bob on the outside here. Headband Tommy Tanks bringing the fight to Tape here. Discus punch in the corner of the barricade there. Big Bernard's ready to finish this bout for the Influence. Headband Tommy Tanks in control on the outside. It looks like Big Bernard might be able to maintain that control inside the ring. Tape's been completely laid out here. Can Big Bernard capitalize? Running lariat. Release German suplex onto Bob here. That's a lot of mass to land on the neck and shoulder region. Just absolutely folding the KPW Twitch champion in half here. Lateral press. Did Tape break things up, and he gets in there right away. And the board directors wanted to relay this information to the viewers watching from home. Tape breaking up another pinfall attempt for his team, keeping them alive in the Tag Team Championship Contenders bout. Next week on Warzone, we'll be seeing Sigma Shuko, the mastermind, the #1 contender to the World Heavyweight Championship, go one-on-one against the Scrapyard Saint Solo. We'll be seeing K-Dog in action next week as he continues his open challenge ahead of Fever Pitch. And speaking of singles action, we'll be seeing Greek Machismo Nick Flawless go one-on-one against the Heartthrob Popo. And just confirmed for Fever Pitch, a fatal four-way bout, a four corners bout for the KPW Hardcore Championship as Venom Artemis defends against Bam Dardino, Slug Daddy, and Corey Sinclair in 13 nights from tonight. But next week on Warzone, we'll be seeing Bam and Venom take on Corey Sinclair and Slug Daddy in tag team action in what will surely be a high octane, high intensity, all killer, no filler night of brutality next week. big overhead strike from headband Tommy Tanks to Tape. Tape is just getting beaten like a government mule. Irish whip into the ropes, into Bob. Headman Tommy Tanks, he's looking for, this could be his chance to capitalize here. And Tape is pushing back with all of his might. He's able to get the tag into Bob. Hot tag to Bob. Headman Tommy Tanks saw the swinging neck breaker coming. Shouldered block. Cutting off any kind of momentum for Bob and Tape. Waistlock tie up. Falling reverse DDT. Discus punch to a defenseless Bob on courtesy of the 300-pound plus woolly mammoth Big Bernard. Big Bernard's in an absolute frenzy here tonight. He can't believe that Bob and Tape are still putting up this much of a fight here. I don't think anybody expected Tape to even show up for this bout, considering what we saw at the start of tonight's program here, courtesy of Greek Machismo Nick Flawless. If you ask me personally, you should feel lucky that he didn't get a hefty fine slapped onto him for interfering with the course of tonight's bouts here. It's not gonna feel like a blessing, but compared to the financial hit that Nick Flawless could have taken, he's definitely gonna have to settle for a bout against the heartthrob Popo next week. Reverse figure four from Tape to Big Bernard. Can he tap out the woolly mammoth? And Tape was just too exhausted to keep the pressure up. Tape looking for a suplex. Big Bernard floats out of it. Running spear to Big Bernard. Bob charging it. Big Bernard like a javelin. Tape trying to equalize things with steel steps here. As this bout is absolutely out of control. Slap thigh Jones needs to get a hold of this. Back suplex from Tommy Tanks and Tape. Irish whip. Tommy Tanks looking at me in the middle with that torpedo shoulder block. The cruise missile, as he calls it. Inside cradle by Tommy Tanks. He's looking to steal one. And Bob just able to intervene here for the team. Guillotine choke from Bob to Tommy Tanks, draping Tommy's neck over the top rope. Something that can certainly help Tape soften up Tommy Tanks for that devastating prescription bottle that he calls that dangerous Gonzo bomb. Drops hold from Bob to Tommy Tanks. Tommy Tank's out of control of this bout, as he has a big 300-pound behemoth hot on his tail here. Lateral press. Tape is able to intervene here. Running big boot from Tape, but Tommy Tanks kicks out. For the first time in this bout, Tape was able to get in between a pinfall attempt and provide some defense for Bob. Pile driver from Big Bernard to Tape. We saw the damage that Nick Flawless did to Tape's neck over the course of the opening minutes of Warzone here tonight. Tag made to Big Bernard. Headlock takeover from Big Bernard. But Tape was not able to catch Tommy Tanks diving from behind with a massive shoulder block. Slap-thigh Jones being able to recognize Bob as legal man, calling it the tag, the Tape fair and right down the middle. As clean cut as it could possibly get here. It looks like Tommy Tanks was about to steal a pinfall victory from Tape. Drop kick from Tape to headband Tommy Tanks. Tommy Tanks looking for that discus punch, but Tape was able to catch him into a DDT. Tape going low on Tommy Tanks. He's looking for a prescription bottle here. Is Bob gonna be able to secure the victory for his team here? Is he gonna be able to provide cover for Tape as he goes for the crucial pin here? Looking the leg. And Big Bernard's just so agile. He's just so quick. Constantly with his finger on the pulse here in this main event tag team bout for the number one contendership to the tag team championships. Bob and Tape, the influence. One of these two teams will advance the fever pitch and take on David Rush, Hollywood Hannon, otherwise known as the Boise Boys, the two-time and current KPW Tag Team Champions. Big Bernard and Bob, the two legal men. Headband Tommy Tanks retrieving a broom from the Kumite faithful out here. Tommy Tanks neutralizing Tape with that broom. Influence hoping to sweep up that trash out of the ring, as they would like to put it. Irish whip reversal. Double-handed chokehold from Big Bernard to Bob. Bob going up top here. It's not very often where you see him leap from the top rope. Sidewalk slam from Big Bernard. As this bout approaches the 30-minute mark, standard rules apply in KPW. 40-minute time limit. One team must emerge victorious. Headband Tommy Tanks diving from the top rope, not getting all that elbow drop. Tape was able to outmaneuver the man from the ground here. Big boot to the back of Headband Tommy Tanks. Tape hoping to capitalize on the opportunity provided and afforded to him from Bob, the 300-pound misfit, the current KPW Twitch champion. High angle drop kick from Tape, sending Headband Tommy Tanks out of the ring. Arm breaker from Tape to Tommy Tanks, looking for a pinfall, looking to steal it. And Headband just barely got the shoulder up. A moment sooner and the Influence would have missed their shot for Fever Pitch. Abe looking to settle the score once and for all here. Going low on Headband Tommy Tanks. Going for another prescription bottle. It looks like he's got the perfect positioning for it. Staring down Big Bernard. Pulling his tag team partner, draping him across the canvas here. And Tape and Bob are going to Fever Pitch. Overcoming the odds, overcoming the adversity, overcoming the attack laid in place by Greek Machismo Nick Flawless. He surely can't be pleased about this kind of result. It looks like Bob's gonna have to work double duty in 13 nights from tonight at Fever Pitch. 2 championship opportunities, as Bob will have to defend the KPW Twitch Championship against Nick Flawless, and then square up against the Boise Boys with Tape for the KPW Tag Team Championships. A dangerous, a precarious situation awaiting the 300-pound misfit. But what a feel-good moment for the team of Bob and Tape. Tape overcoming the odds and going the distance against the Influence, even securing the victory for his team. And what a closing shot to make there for tonight's edition of War Zone. Drilling Headband Tommy Tanks with that prescription bottle and dragging his team across the finish line, and dragging Bob across the finish line into a possible second title opportunity at Fever Pitch. And that is all the time we have, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Tapey Styles, the only man that could call the action right down the middle, flying solo as always. And we'll be seeing you next week for another exciting edition, another star-studded edition of KPW War Zone. Good night, everybody.